नहमदु व नुसल्ली अला रसूलिल करीम अऊज़ु बिल्लाहि समीउल अलीम मिनश शैतानिर रजीम बिस्मिल्लाहिर रहमानिर रहीम. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh and greetings to all the viewers. Esteemed viewers, we will be taking a slight departure for the time being from the characteristics of Sufi silsilas, and today in our discourse number 15 we shall be treating and we shall be dealing with some aspects of a great Sufi scholar, that is Sayyid Hamadani rahmatullahi alayh. So we shall be discussing some of aspects, some dimensions of his Sirah, that is biography, and then in detail we shall be trying to understand his different dimensions of his Sufi thought. Sayyid Hamadani rahmatullahi alayh was born in Hamadan on 714 after Hijrah, that corresponds to 1314 Christian era. He was popularly known as Shah Hamadan, the king of Hamadan, and also Amir Kabir, that is great leader. So we find that his exact date of birth, as mentioned by A.Q. Rafiqi in his Sufism in Kashmir, Pir Shamsuddin Ahmad in his Shah Hamdan Hayatul Karname, that is Shah Hamdan, his biography and achievements, and then other scholars, that Sayyid Hamadani was born on 12th of Rajab in the year 714 after Hijrah, which corresponds to 22nd of October 1314 Christian era. His father was Sayyid Shahabuddin, who is said to have been a Hakim, that is holding a very important official position in Hamadan. Now, so far as genealogy of Mir Sayyid Hamadani rahmatullahi alayhi is concerned, so that can be traced back to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam through his father Sayyid Shahabuddin and his illustrious mother, that is Sayyida Fatima rahmatullahi alayha. So on both sides, that is on his paternal side and maternal side, his genealogy can be traced back to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And therefore, we find that Shah Hamdan rahmatullahi alayh had this distinguished position and privilege to be among the Najibu Tarafain Sayyids. That is those Sayyids who are able to have their genealogy traced back to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, both on paternal side as well as maternal side. Now, so far as education and training is concerned, we find that Shah Hamdan rahmatullahi alayh, he received his preliminary education, his elementary education, from his maternal uncle, whose name was Sayyid Alauddin, and who was a great scholar of that period. So we find that he was scholar as well as saint, and it has been mentioned by the biographers of Sayyid Hamadani rahmatullahi alayh that besides having the elementary education under the guidance of his maternal uncle Sayyid Alauddin, he also committed to memory the Holy Quran under his guidance at the age of 7 years. Now afterwards, his maternal uncle, he then introduced him to another great scholar of that time, Sufi as well as scholar, that is Sheikh Mahmud Muzdaqani. And by this time, his age was 12 years. Sheikh Mahmud Muzdaqani, after having taught him some lessons in different sciences of Islamic ulum, he guided him to another great scholar, that is Sheikh Taqiyuddin Ali Dosti. Now after some time, Taqiyuddin Ali Dosti again led him to Sheikh Mahmud Muzdaqani. Now this time we find that besides other phases of Tarbiyah and Talim, that is training and education, Sayyid Hamadani rahmatullahi alayh was subjected to Chillai Zindan. That is, for 40 days he was put in isolation, he was given less diet, and later on he was asked to fetch water for the ablution of the Shayukh who used to stay at the Khanqa of Sheikh Mahmud Muzdaqani. Now, this time, Sayyid Hamadani Rahmatullahi Allah, he remained with Sheikh Mahmud Muzdaqani for about 6 years. Then, after 6 years now, Sheikh Mahmud Muzdaqani deputed him back to Taqiyuddin Ali Dosti's Khanqa, which was located in Hamadan. So now, Pir Sayyid Hamadani Rahmatullahi Allah, he spent there 2 more years. However, after the demise of Taqiyuddin Ali Dosti, he shifted back to the Khanqa of Sheikh Mahmud Muzdaqani, and now he guided him to the world tour. He permitted him to have the world tour after he made an assessment of his personality that he had got acquainted with the fundamental knowledge of Islamic sciences, and he had successfully completed different marahil, different phases in the path of Saluk or in the path of Tasawwuf or Sufism. Now it is important to note over here that during his stay at these Khanqas, that is Khanqa of Sheikh Mahmud Muzdaqani and Khanqa of Taqiyuddin Ali Dosti, so Shah Hamdan Rahmatullahi Allah, he got fully acquainted and equipped with almost all the important branches of Islamic sciences, that is Islamic ulum, and traversed various important phases of Tasawwuf or Rahi Saluk or Irfan or what we call as Sufism or Tasawwuf. Now Sayyid now emerged as a religious scholar, a political theorist, a social reformer, a renowned Sufi, a philosopher, a prolific writer, and a widely travelled scholar. Now for detailed account of his Sirah or the biography, we have the primary source, that is Khulasatul Manaqib, which is authored by one of his celebrated disciples, that is Nuruddin Jafar Badakhshi Rahmatullahi Allah. The number of treatises and books authored by the Sayyid Rahmatullahi Allah is reported to have been more than 100, and some of his biographers have put the number as 170. So these deal with various branches of knowledge related to theology, jurisprudence, polity, tasawwuf or Sufism, grammar, philosophy, ulumul Quran, that is science of the Quran, ulumul Hadith, that is science of the Hadith, literature, logic, poetry, ethics, etc. So as a prolific writer, he authored a number of books, and inshallah in our next video we shall be introducing our esteemed viewers to some of the works of Shah Hamdan Rahmatullahi Allah, besides dealing with some important aspects of his Sufi thought. Thank you very much. Jazakumullahu khair. Our esteemed viewers are most welcome to favor us with their views. Subscribe to our channel and share the video. Fi amanillahi ta'ala.